Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Man Takes Shoes Out of Box, the episode where you get to sit there and watch me take some shoes out of a box and tell you what I think of them. Today we are talking about the Nike Total 90 Quit the Rage project with .swoosh. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is not a sneaker that I would traditionally buy. In fact, after this review is done, I'm going to be expeditiously sending these back. But as a sneaker content creator, it's all about keeping up with what's going on in the world of trending sneakers. And we are currently in the midst of the absolute boots-only summer trend, a trend that still, as I hold these in my hands, completely mystifies me. But in today's episode, we are going to talk about how it is that we came to be here. Now, the .swoosh program is still something that I haven't really gotten on board with yet. It's a division out of Nike that exists to kind of coexist with the world of gaming. So far this year, we have seen a lot of gaming-inspired sneakers from .swoosh, with probably the most popular or arguably most successful being the Donkey Kong shoe. Also had the GoldenEye shoe as well as the Tomb Raider shoe. And .swoosh have even come up with meme-inspired footwear with the whole dirty white Air Force Ones. And this Nike Total 90 takes inspiration from the online world of gaming, namely playing FIFA, or it's called something slightly different these days. Specifically when someone rage quits after losing at FIFA or after conceding a goal in FIFA, which is probably something a lot of you guys out there can relate to. The packaging is pretty simple. It's just your all black Nike box. You've got the .swoosh branding on the top, on the side, all over the shop. When you open up the box, you've got some .swoosh branding, which also features what looks to be like a bit of cracked action, a reference to the cracking of the screen that happens when you lob the controller at the screen full pelt after having conceded a goal that just should not have gone in. And then you get the shoes themselves, which are the Nike Total 93s. This is a shoe that has been really popular and really successful for Nike this year, and pretty much piggybacks on the whole football shoe trend that we've seen play out now. Wow, we're going to talk about that in a second, but just talking specifically about the shoes, in terms of the colorway, you've got the black and the green and a little bit of cream, which some people have suggested is a nod to the sort of Xbox coloring. You've got the Nike swoosh logo on the lateral side of the shoe, as well as on the toe, as well as on the heel. You've also got the Nike Total 93 branding where the tongue would normally be, also on the back quarter of the shoe. And then one of the features of this shoe that makes it stand out from the normal Nike Total 90 is the cracked logo on the medial side. Classic silhouettes, obviously football boots inspired, very light, very low top. Also got a custom insole, which features the screen prompt your opponent has forfeited the match, which is, you know, one of those messages you see when your opponent has rage quit. And to be fair to the shoe, I do really like the color blocking. Green is my favorite color. I do like the color. I do think it is a cool shoe. Now, apparently some of the upgrades that this shoe has received because of the special project nature of it are some premium stitching, which, yeah, you can see, as well as a slightly better set of laces, which come already pre-installed. But my general overall impression of the shoe holding them in hand is they do feel pretty cheap, to be honest. They came in at 110 pounds, I think, which is like around $125. And these things did sell out. Like, these were popular. They're currently reselling online for a little bit over the retail price point. They haven't gone on to be a blockbuster reseller for a lot of people, but I think most people out there that cop these really wanted to cop them to take part in this whole boots only summer trend or the football shoe trend that has been going off in recent times. So let's talk about that and how it is that we got here. How did we get to a situation in 2025 where people are wearing football studs in the streets, unironically, fashionably, and not only getting away with it, but literally taking part in an actual trend? Well, I'm gonna go off the top of the dome as I recount and recall the series of events that led us to this particular situation. And there might be some of you guys out there that have your fingers slightly more firmly pressed to the pulse of sneaker culture, wherein you could potentially add a little bit more to this explanation. But I sort of feel like this whole trend got sparked off a few years ago by the Adidas Samba. From the Adidas Samba, we've seen other little offshoots, including shoes like the Handball Spezial, including the Gazelle, including a whole bunch of other indoor football or futsal inspired shoes pop off. In addition to the Samba and these other types of football looking shoes, we've had the football jersey trend that has been popping off as well massively, and that whole football jersey trend has sort of been a gateway for people to enter into the world of football and get to know what the ball game is all about. You couple that together with the fact that a lot of really high key influencers, people like iShowSpeed, have been out there streaming and going viral over their love and affinity and fandom for people like Cristiano Ronaldo. You've got the presence of Messi in America right now, which has helped to grow and blow up the game in the US. You've got people like Travis Scott, who have recently done a collaboration with Barcelona, as well as put their own hands on football cleats. The game of football has basically blown up in the past few years, and all of the associated aesthetics, as well as all of the associated nostalgia of old, as well as this whole demographic, young and upcoming, developing a passion for football, has helped to spur on this trend to the point where football shoes have become hyper trendy. Now, the whole studs on the concrete thing has been a more recent phenomena, but brands have been taking notice to the point where they have started to convert football shoes into street-ready shoes, using models like the Total 90 or with Adidas and the F50. The style itself is minimalistic. It's a little bit of a response or an answer to the whole oversized, chunky shoe trend that has its own devout, occultic-like followers. And so there's a number of reasons that have brought the football shoe trend to the fore. And obviously brands have done the right thing in looking to capitalize on it. Now, in terms of how these fits, I want to say that lengthwise they fit big, but widthwise they fit true to size. So I got a UK 9.5. And yeah, these have got heaps of room in the toe area, but not a lot of room in the forefoot area. So I guess I would describe these as fitting quite weird. They're really long. And so I'd probably suggest sizing wise to go true to size. And if they are a little bit tight around the midfoot, you can always just loosen up the laces, which obviously feature in this diagonal fashion down the side, a la the Total 90 football cleat. In terms of comfort, like they are light, to be fair, and they do feel like they would be really good to, you know, play football in or play five-a-side in, or, you know, just do keepy uppies in. These would actually be good for hacky sack. I am someone that does enjoy a little bit of hacky sack, and so part of me is kind of tempted to keep these for hacky sack purposes, but bro, I don't know. In terms of the general comfort, yeah, nothing like special. In terms of the quality and the quality control and stuff, the quality feels average as, to be honest. The QC leaves a lot to be desired as well. Like these things are almost like pre-separating around the toe area, and there are some visible glue marks. So yeah, the quality control is not great. The quality isn't great either, but you know, like at 100 pounds or whatever in this day and age, it's pretty much par for the course from Nike. So in terms of the resale and stuff like that, if you wanted to get your hands on a pair of these, they are floating around out there for a little bit over the retail price points, which I guess for like an SP shoe, like a special project shoe from Nike that is part and parcel of a whole trending thing now in sneaker culture, it's not like too bad, it's not too crazy. But would I cop these over just like a regular old pair of Total 93s that are currently on sale for the summer sales? Nah, not really. Not unless you really want to have that dot swoosh special project shoe, or you really love this colorway, or you just like the whole rage quit FIFA thing. Otherwise, man, I really don't think it's a particularly special shoe worth paying the resale for. In terms of collectability and all that type of stuff, yeah, if you're collecting all of the dot swoosh gaming shoes at the moment, this is going to be a no-brainer to add to that particular collection. If like me, you copped these to check them out, to sort of see what all the fuss is about, to maybe, you know, jump in or take part in the trend, which, you know, can be fun sometimes, I don't think these are really it. And so what next for the boots only summer? Well, obviously after the summer ends, after this trend cycle fizzles out, we're probably going to look back at this trend and be like, bro, what was going on? But then again, like this trend, from what I've come to learn, has been and gone a couple of times regionally or globally a few times over. It's not like this is the first time we've seen kids out in the streets wearing studs with jeans. I must say, for me personally, I'm not really into them, to be honest. I can't really see myself wearing these seriously. It was kind of cool to get them in hands, and yeah, like I said, they would be good for hacky sack. I'd be keen to play hacky sack in these, but yeah, apart from that, yeah, look, it's not like an egregious shoe. Like they don't look, you know, like they do look kind of nice, and they are obviously on trend, but yeah, I just can't see myself wearing them. So yeah, not a shoe that I'm personally into, but I am glad to have gotten them in just to see what all the fuss is about and obviously make the video, bring you guys my review. But listen, as a 41-year-old man, these aren't really it to me. What do you guys think of the Total 93s? Are you guys on board with the football shoe trends? Are you leaving it alone? What are you guys saying? Feel free to let me know down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys messing with the video. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.